Boom, they land in the nest, they get all comfy, and the rest of them come down and they're like, hey, you took the only spot. That's fine, I'll just sit on you. They literally stack up on top of each other like little hockey bunk beds. You can go out at night in the deserts of the Southwest, you take a spotlight, we do this, and you can see a little family of Harris's hawks all stacked up on top of each other. Now you'd think the guy on the bottom would be down there going, oh man, you guys get off me, right? But look at that bird and think in your head about how much you think it weighs. We'll have a little guessing game real quick. Raise your hand if you think, we'll start off with like a pound or two, as much as a couple oranges. Who thinks it weighs that? All right, how about 3 to 5 pounds, like a small bag of oranges? Anyone? How about 5 to 10 pounds, like your cat? Who thinks it weighs more than 10 pounds, like my cat? Another fat cat. Yeah, you think she's crazy. You know what? That bird weighs barely over 1 pound. That bird weighs 600 grams. This bird has to be light. If you think about it, it makes sense, right? Because to be really good at flying, you wouldn't want to be heavy. You'd want to be really light. Hollow bones, air sacs. Unbelievable ability to fly and maneuver through the desert. Sorry about that, ma'am. I would have said duck, but it's a hawk, and that wouldn't have made any sense. You wouldn't have known what I was talking about. So we just let it happen. These guys are incredible flyers. They don't soar like a lot of the birds. A lot of birds of prey soar 1,000 feet in the sky, and they wait for something to move, and they dive down on top of it. Those red-tailed hawks that we have here in California, those red-tailed hawks, whoa, good job. Those red-tailed hawks actually can come down out of the sky at over 100 miles an hour. That's almost as fast as your mom drives on the 405. Then they land on it, catch it. These guys don't do that. They have to chase stuff through the cactus, through the brush, through the mesquite. So it makes them amazing flyers. But to do that, you want to be really light. So they have hollow bones, air sacs throughout their whole body, not just lungs. They've even got air sacs in their head. We call her an airhead sometimes. My daughter, not the bird. Because these guys are so good at what they do, we protect. Everything about them is made to swing. She doesn't even have thumbs on her hands. Yeah, she's like, what do I do now? Yeah, this monkey is set up to brachiate. They can swing through the treetops as fast as a horse can run on the ground. Now she does have thumbs, they're on her feet. So when she finally does stop, she can sit down, hold on with her thumbs, and then eat her fruit away. What else is she hanging on with besides those cool hands? What? The coolest tail in the jungle. Now lots of monkeys, all of them from South America, have tails that can wrap around branches and help them to climb. None are as advanced as spider and woolly monkeys. These guys have tails that it doesn't, it's all calloused. It's like your dad's finger, all calloused on the bottom and all hairy on the back. Yeah, it totally looks like it. She uses it not just to swing from. She'll actually reach out and pick fruit with her tail. She'll scratch her head with her tail. She'll pick her nose with her tail. I'm joking. Monkeys aren't that gross. Only dads are. These guys have the most amazing tail. And you know what? I gotta tell you that we hear all the time about people that try to make monkeys into pets and do the wrong thing. It never works out. But the worst I ever heard was there was a guy in Fresno back in the 70s. They used to breed spider monkeys and sell them in the pet stores. Back when I was a kid, it was legal. And a lot of you that are sitting here, you probably remember times when you could buy things like caiman alligators and monkeys in pet stores back in the 60s and 70s. But you know what this guy did? He cut their tails off so the people could put diapers on them. And I was like, did he not know that's like another hand? That's like another finger? I mean, it's just crazy. But that's the kind of stuff people do when they want to make something like this into a pet. So I understand the appeal, but obviously it never works out. We have over 30 monkeys at our zoo. Every single one of them was an illegal pet situation that the people figured out this was a bad idea. It never works out, but she's a wonderful animal, and we're very happy she's with us. Momo, Morocco here, is an African crested porcupine. Now, as long as he's not threatened, he's pretty good. But what we're going to do is we're going to put him up here on the table. We're going to have you stand right over here, okay? And as soon as he's up on the table, we're going to keep him distracted. You got it? Oh, that's very precarious. But she's really sharp. Okay, so Morocco here is minding his own business. He's eating, and all of a sudden, here comes the leopard. The leopard is stalking the porcupine. So the porcupine needs to defend itself. So the porcupine is covered in thousands of needle-sharp quills, right? And everybody knows what they do with the quills if the animal gets too close. So what I want you to do, I want you to hold your hands in front of your face, but I don't want to get it in front of your eyes. Okay, hold your hands, there you go, like that. Perfect, stay right there, don't move, don't move. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have everybody out here do one big loud clap. I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, and they're gonna do one big loud clap, and he's trained. He's gonna go, and then you're gonna catch him, okay? You got this? What? You raised your hand, I said brave, you raised your hand, you were the first one. Put your hand back in front of your eyes, I don't want to get in your eyes, all right. On the count of 3, one big loud clap, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Maybe the leopard's not close enough? I think the leopard needs to be a little closer. Yeah. A little closer. There you go. Very good. Hand back in front of your eyes. I don't want to get here. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. This is not working. Why is this not working? What's that? More close? Oh, we're gonna try. I don't think our leopard is willing to try to get me closer. Clap louder? Oh, okay, all right. We'll try one more time, really loud clap. Put your hand back in front of your face again. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. I don't think this is gonna work. You know what's really sad? All those people out there, they want to see you shot with quills. They're about to shoot them. I would be very mad at them. So you know what? I'm going to tell you a little secret. I totally tricked you because porcupines don't shoot their quills. They all thought. She goes, I hate you. Yeah. All right. Listen, come over here. All right. You get to do something nobody else gets to do. You get to pet a real life porcupine because you were such a good sport. Come on over here and just start at the head, work your way back, never rub a porcupine the wrong way. There you go. His name's Morocco, he's very sweet. That's his mohawk, we call it punctupine. And back here it feels kind of like a broom, feel those. Those are weird, very good. Now come here, with me. Right hand up over your head, like this, cross your stomach, bend over your arm, they're all gonna clap for you. Very good. You go sit down. Very brave. I don't think I could have done it one more time. Porcupines don't shoot their quills. That's an old wives' tale that only happens in cartoons. It'll be like you guys shooting your hair. That's all it is. But you know what? It comes out pretty easy. So if you're a leopard and you try to take a bite out of a porcupine, you're going to end up with a mouthful of quills, and then you can't eat and you can't get them out, so you'll literally starve to death. So really, nobody messes with these guys. My daughter and I, Samantha and I, we got to go to Africa a few years ago. We got to watch a family of porcupines chase a family of lions off of a shady spot and go down and steal their shade. They literally came out of the grass, and we're all in our Jeep, you know, like you do, is taking pictures and stuff. Cool animals in the world that are found nowhere else. What is this? A lemur. I am so proud of you guys. You know what? 15 years ago, when I took lemurs into schools, kids had never even heard of Madagascar. Ever since the cartoons, it's been awesome because I walk in and I go, what is this? And the kids all go, lemur. And I go, where's it from? And they go, Madagascar. It's awesome. I think those cartoons do an amazing job of awareness. And they were correct in the fact that these guys sing. Yeah, lemurs sing. Lemurs have the highest vocabulary range of any primate. Now, they're not really a monkey. They're what we call a prosimian or pre-primate. They predate apes and monkeys. They're not quite as advanced as monkeys, which is why they love Melanie so much, because she's also a primitive primate. These guys are, well, not as advanced, not as smart, but they still have amazing monkey abilities. They've got thumbs on their hands, they've got thumbs on their feet, they live up in the trees their whole life. This particular kind of lemur, the black and white rough lemur, probably would never touch the ground their whole life. They live up there. Now there's some lemurs that do come down to the ground. There's like 100 kinds of lemurs. But these guys are a success story. Now probably everybody knows that the island of Madagascar is in trouble. The island of Madagascar has been deforested almost entirely. 95% of the rainforest is gone. And we are trying so hard. Organizations like Conservation International, World Wildlife Fund, even little places like us, do everything we can to protect what's left. Now we also have to protect the animals. And if we can, breed them so that they can go back in the wild. Now this is a tall order. I gotta tell you folks, we in zoos try really hard. You have to help
Wow.
All right, put your arms out, help out. Come on, lift it up. It's only 100 pounds. Come on, you can handle it. Get down there. Okay, I know what you're thinking. That is a huge snake. You know what? I gotta tell you, it's about 14 feet long. It weighs almost 100 pounds, but it's not even half grown. Okay, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna say they get to be 25 feet, 300, 400 pounds. That means nothing to you. So this is what I want you to do. When you guys go home tonight, when you're driving home, just contemplate a telephone pole. Because a telephone pole is about 25 feet tall and about that big around, and that's how big the snake will be when it's full grown. The size of a telephone pole. Can you imagine a telephone pole in the jungle and you walking next to it? You wouldn't have to worry. 2 reasons. 1, the snake thinks you stink. Loves the smell of rodents. You guys don't smell like. Google alligator drug house and see this happens a lot. Let me move this forward a little bit. Everybody can see it a little better that way. Spike, I like her to have to hold it for a long time because he weighs about 100 pounds.
You guys thought I was strong earlier with the bird.
Yeah, I got a tough daughter. Okay, Spike here is about 6.5 feet long, almost 100 pounds now. He came to us about 4 feet long. Now what happened was these guys kept him in the bathtub of their bathroom and kept all their drugs and their money in there. And then the theory is nobody goes in there. Well, the alligator was doing such a good job that when the sheriffs got there, the drug dealers themselves hadn't been able to go in the bathroom themselves for several days, so they got their whole stash. They got everything. Because when we got there, he was still guarding and still lunging at the door. It was summer and it was hot, and he was like, nobody's coming in here. Nobody was coming in there. We've had him, like I said, for 20 years. But here's the cool deal. Reptiles, believe it or not, are trainable. He's obviously come when called, stay when told, lay down when we tell him to, hang out with us at schools. This guy has probably seen millions of kids in his lifetime. And kids that have come up and actually touched him and experienced this animal, which is great because we grow up kind of fearing animals like this. Like, all alligators are naturally aggressive. All cobras are naturally aggressive. We have a cobra that won't even hood up because we've handled it so much. We had the Today Show call us and they said, we'd like you to bring a cobra on. We said, okay, we got there, we brought the cobra on. And they're like, okay, when Matt comes around the corner, get it to hood up, and then that'll really scare him. It'll be funny. And we said, well, he won't hood up. And they're like, what? And if you've ever seen a cobra that's not hooded up, they're boring. They look terrible. They look like a little silly snake. They're not even very colorful or anything. So animals can be desensitized and habituated to be awesome ambassadors and dispel myths and misconceptions. That's his job. Why? Well, because we were at a time in this country, at a time when we were hunting these guys to almost extinction. For their belly skin, for boots, belts, handbags, briefcases, wallets, purses, everything. Well, we almost hunted them till they were gone, and then we discovered, they kind of got us back, they got revenge. Turns out this animal is so important to the swamps, to the wetlands, that they can't live without him. He is a top-down apex predator. He eats all the other animals, well, the sick, the old, the weak, the dumb, making sure they don't survive and pass on those traits. Well, without the alligator, literally everybody overpopulated. Everything overpopulated and ate up the swamp. Fish ate all the water plants, all the raccoons ate up all the fruit in the grasses, deer ate all the grasses in the browse. Land was eroding, houses were sinking, it was epic. They called in naturalists, they said, something's going on down here in the Gulf of Mexico, what's going on? They said, well, you got rid of all the alligators. Now everything's messed up. So we had to stop and use our heads and we saved them. Now we have over 5 million alligators left in the wild. Yeah, we have alligators in places we've never seen them before. Oklahoma. North Carolina. It's crazy. They're working their way north. They're like, oh cool, nobody's gonna mess with us. We have so many alligators, there's television shows like Gator Boys. I think it's awesome though, because this was an animal that was almost extinct, and we stopped and we used our heads and we saved him. Now, before he goes, I do want to show you one thing, one trick he has. If everybody, I'll tell you when to do it. If everybody will wave, I'll get him on there. You wanna do it? All right, she's gonna do it. All right. He's gonna be out here where he feels nice and loose. Come over here. Just to show you how trainable he actually is. If everybody will wave to him, he'll wave back. All right, now you know how to properly say goodbye to an alligator? See you later. All right, I always want to leave everybody with something they can do to help save wildlife. Really cool, easy thing. How many of you would believe me if I told you you could save the world by doing nothing? Not too many? All right, a couple people, good. All right, this is what I mean. If I want to come up to you and I want to sell you this beautiful necklace and you find out it's made out of ivory,